2022, the year that was for the Indian stock markets. We did see the Nifty and the Sensex, the benchmark indices, gaining about 5% in this year 2022, making it, however, the lowest return in the last 5 years. Also a year when the Indian stock markets have actually underperformed the good old fixed deposits in terms of returns on the benchmark level. But here's everything that you need to know about the year gone by for the Indian stock markets and also for the investors as well. So let's start off with it was a year when everything that could perhaps go wrong actually did. You had the war, for example, you had the rising crude oil prices, the skyrocketing inflation, rate hikes, and you name it. Yet, as a positive, we are closing the year on a higher note. And that's what exactly the market experts have described the Indian markets as. Resilient. That's the way top market voices have described the way Indian markets move despite the overall roller coaster ride that we witnessed right from the word go. Now, India also outperformed the world in 2022 by a wide margin. In the US, for example, the mother market, we did see the Nasdaq correcting almost 35% this year. The Hang Seng fell about 15%. The CAC, which is the French index, was down about 9%, while the London FTSE ended the year on a flat note. On the contrary, the Sensex and the Nifty did end the year in the green, up by about 5%. So that's a huge outperformance that we've seen. In fact, on the frontline indices, they've actually gained for the 7th consecutive year too, and that's another positive. And this is despite the kind of FII outflow that we witnessed in 2022, the foreign investors outflow. The FIIs, in fact, pulled out 1.2 lakh crore rupees from the Indian market this year, 2022. And this is a record and a never seen before kind of an outflow. Of the last 10 years, if you see, we have actually seen the FII flows in the negative only in 2 years, the current year, 2022, and in 2018. The DIIs, in contrast, really poured record flows into the Indian markets to the tune of 2.73 lakh crore rupees too. And among the other major indices when you talk about, you've talked about the Nifty and the Sensex, but about the banking index, that really outperformed the rest of the indices by rising about 22%. When you compare it with the other major indices. The mid and the small caps, however, ended flat in this year. Among the other sectoral trends, what was the key point that you need to see? The power sector rose the most with 26% gains, followed by the PSU, the banks, the FMCG sectors. On the other hand, it was the IT sector that was the worst performing sector. It fell about 24% this year. Consumer durables, healthcare, realty, these were the other sectors that were among the top losing list too. And now let's take it to the individual stocks as well. On the Nifty, we did see that Adani Enterprises, ITC, Coal India, Mahindra & Mahindra, IndusInd Bank, Axis Bank, these were the ones that were leading from the front, gaining anywhere between, say, 35 to over 120%. However, it was the large IT names, the Wipros of the world, Tech Mahindra, HCL Technologies. Apart from this, Divi's Laboratories, Tata Motors, that were among the top losers. Among stocks on the Nifty, they corrected about 20 to 45% in this whole year. Now, when we also see the broader markets, for example, that's where the more interesting data really came about. We saw on the BSE 500 index, Adani Power as the biggest mover of the year. It created massive wealth, 200% returns this year, followed by Mazagon Top Shipbuilders, which is from the small cap basket. You also had a Bharat Dynamics, a UCO Bank, all of them really showing gains upwards of 100%. More than doubling investors' money in 2022. While on the other hand, it was Brightcom Group, for example, Tanla Platforms, Metropolis Healthcare, 197 Communications, the parent company of Paytm, all of them that turned out to be biggest wealth destructors in the broader market space in 2022. In fact, when you talk about the new age tech stocks, most of them fell into this list of wealth destruction, including Nykaa, Zomato, Policy Bazaar. But when we now talk about the primary market space, from the secondary market, let's move there. It was one stock that definitely was the headline maker, Adani Wilmar, that gained about 160% since the issue price. It was the best of them all, followed by Hariom Pipes, Venus Pipes. But on the losing side, you had stocks like Delivery, Uma Expo, Abans Holdings that lost investors' money to the tune of 30 to about 60% odd. Now, going forward, experts do believe that the coming year, 2023, may actually see the Nifty climbing to 20,000. And that could come on the back of earnings, capex, policy support as well. And in fact, they also believe that India may turn out to be the brightest spot or a bright spot when the world is in fact fearing recession and economic slowdown. And that's what we hope for. a very happy and a profitable year for investors and for the viewers of Business Today TV.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.